It's now time for us to look at what the papers are reporting this morning. The Nation newspaper is the first. Student rally support for tax laws, shelve protest plan. Tax reforms won't affect tuition in varsities. Next is the Daily Independent. Jonathan assures PDP of support ahead of 2027 election. Party says it doubts independence of INEC. Okay. Nigeria News Direct. Atiku saying, I won't step down from 2027 presidential race. Says support for president does not confer party membership. The Daily Times. Ex-President Jonathan promises PDP leaders active role in 2027. Next is the Leadership newspaper. 2027, we won't endorse any presidential candidate. Arewa leaders. The Platform Times, 133 Southwest local governments share 965 billion naira in 11 months as hardship deepens. Insecurity, unemployment, floods hit residents. Jobs, roads, healthcare remain in crisis. And this Nigeria newspaper has it as a main headline. Bandits launch multiple attacks in Katsina. Bomb scare as farmers find explosives on Niger farmland parts. Will curb terrorist attacks in Niger, other parts of Nigeria. That's according to the Chief of Army Staff. Next is the Punch newspaper. Power drain, electricity subsidy nears 2 trillion naira yearly. Consumers pay 1.13 trillion naira for power in 6 months amid outages. Rising electricity subsidy sparks fresh fears. Next is the Guardian newspaper. Nigeria's fuel, crude importation concern defies price war. And the Hope newspaper, Abiyamo scheme, and the headline reads, Ondo offers 54,000 pregnant women, children free health care or health services as thousands enjoy free cesarean section under Aiyedatiwa's health insurance scheme. And last but not least is the Sporting Live. Super Eagles training, Osimhen joins Lookman, others. Well, let's get down to brass tacks. Toma, good to do with this with you.
Yeah.
Actually, 2026, Ria and indeed Olamide. Toma, let me start off with you. You see the student rally support for tax laws, shelf protest plan. It's on the front page of the Nation newspaper. And they said tax reforms won't affect tuition in varsities. Earlier the students had already threatened to go on strike and because they felt, no, this is anti-people and indeed anti-students. But after they met with the federal government, they explained to them, like, listen, this is actually for you. And it's more like you want to fight a battle for people that this tax law is not going to benefit, but it's going to benefit you. Why are you fighting? Yes,
when that tax law came out, it came out with quite a number of people saying, no, it's good, no, it's bad, and all that and all that. For me, my hope was that the federal government will see this as a signal to do mass education on what the tax reform is all about. We've not had that kind of mass education. However, we've had tax professionals, accountants, and all that on TV discussing snippets of it. What I would like is for the federal government to give a full lecture, if that is possible.
Maybe they should purchase a whole day on national TV and explain. But the documents are actually out.
The documents are out. But when you are doing mass education, you break things down and you make them interesting. You use social media. You use every avenue that you can find.
But the NRS has been doing a lot of myth busting.
But how many people have gotten the information?
It's not
that is the question.
It's not left for anyone who wants to read. Because I feel like even if the information is out there,
exactly. I just wanted to go there. I feel like it's not even about them putting out the information. I feel it's about how many people want to even know about it. A lot of people got into 2026 with the idea of this is a bad idea. So it's going to be very difficult. And I'm really happy we had Adeyemi on the show. That explained to us. I feel like after I listened to him talk, I could now understand the importance of this tax.
That's right.
At the end of the day, we speak about the fact that if you pay your tax, to the Nigerian Revenue Service. These monies will be used to make our schools better, to make roads better, to make infrastructure better.
No, that's what taxes are for.
No, because Nigerians have been very worried about the dividends. They say we pay tax, but we do not see the dividends.
Yeah,
so these are some of the reasons why people would, not want to pay tax. But now the federal government is saying the president is standing strong on this, and that's why he made sure that we continued with it. Even when people said there were speculations that, it would not happen on the 1st of January 2026, he made sure that it was implemented. So I feel like it's not about them putting out the information. It's about Nigerians willing to also listen and learn and understand that this is good for you. This is not against you. So after he had spoken to them, you could see that they, understood it. But I feel like even on TV, we need to do more of, education, have people here to come and just speak to people about it.
Olamide, if you see the NRS, they actually put out, one of the flyers they put out, is the fact that some people are saying that new taxes are coming in 2026 and saying no new taxes. Most Nigerians will pay less or nothing. And another myth is that any money that enters your bank account will be taxed. They say no, only income is taxable. Gifts, remittances, and transfers are not. All of those things, they are there. So simple. To the extent that I saw a graphic, someone sent money to someone, and they said money for abortion.
Description. Description.
This one, no?
I said it yesterday. It reminds me of this quote by Benjamin Franklin, and he said that the only two things that are certain in this life is you either, one of them, you're definitely going to die one day, and number two, you will definitely pay your taxes. What we need to understand about taxes are they are protection mechanism for the marginalized versus as opposed to the uber wealthy. And so the students now pivoting, what that tells me is that a lot of us don't understand our demographic in society. If we actually took the time to understand and learn, like you've all mentioned, we'd realize that these taxes are their protection mechanisms. I mean, the students before this process, or when they were scheduled this protest, they really believed that they were tuition-related levies. They really believed that this was going to affect them. But now they understand that it's going to improve our campus infrastructure. It's going to help research funding. It's going to help tech education. So we're seeing now, so educate yourself. But I worry about the common man. I worry about the common man not even having the access to internet or digital equity to open this thing and read and even understand.
Exactly.
But for me, it's about most of the common men actually, they've got access to radio.
Exactly. There's so many ways that.
There's so many different ways.
Yesterday, I was even telling my driver, "You're always listening to tax," because he was playing the radio. I was hearing tax. I just feel like people do not want to listen. That's the problem. People do not even want to be educated. It's not like the
the way to listen to others who do not even understand it to interpret it for them. That's a problem. All right, then. Daily Independent. Jonathan assures PDP of support ahead of 2027. And then let's move on to Nigerian News Direct. I won't step down from 2027 presidential race. Atiku. So this is Atiku saying that regardless, we saw Peter Obi with his entourage migrated into the ADC December the 31st, and then they are now asking Atiku, like, come on, listen, this is your boy now. You are old. At least it's the South. Let the South go. Say, come, what's the meaning of this? I want to be president more than 7 times.
Anybody that asks Atiku to step down for anybody is hallucinating.
Get mind.
The man wants to be president no matter what. However, in our democratic dispensation, we have primaries in parties. So he can buy a ticket to run for president. Obi can buy a ticket. In fact, 58 of them can buy tickets. At the end of the day, there will be primaries within the party. And that is when it becomes really interesting, because finally we will have one person coming out from that party to contest election. Is it going to be Atiku, or is it going to be any other person?
You know what pains me the most is the fact that Peter will be leaving the Labour Party. The Labour Party boasts of 10 million 10 million members. During the election, they got about 6 million. And then if you look at the EXCOs, they're just about less than 50 of them. And then they now expanded the EXCOs, National Executive or Working Committee, about less than 2,000. And you can't manage that crisis. Now you want to manage the affairs of a nation that has more than 500 ethnic groups.
Ibrahim, when I saw the news that he went to ADC, I kind of had the idea he would do that, but I was very disappointed, because you are a person that you always speak about unity. I was hoping that Peter Obi would bring back unity, peace, and tranquility to the Labour Party. If he had made that Labour Party stand strong, then I feel like people can now have faith in him again. Now, listen, Peter Obi once said he was never going to be a vice to anybody. I don't know if he's going to go back on his word, but I have that video. It's even saved on my phone, where he said that he was never going to be vice president to anybody. He said it. Now Atiku, now
Atiku said, if Peter Obi becomes vice president,
more than one,
she's going to campaign against him.
Now Atiku Abubakar, of course, you know he's an habitual person. He's never going to step down. What was Peter Obi thinking? That's my question.
And there's Rotimi
Amechi as well, who is actually also that one.
No, but Ria, I'm wondering why you're thinking about it this way.
No, wait, Etoman.
You know, because
let me say so. Let me.
It's an open market.
Yes, it's an open market, but for Peter Obi and for obedience, I think that he should have made Labour Party stand. For you to be a leader, we need to see. For you to be a leader as well, it's not just talking about talk. It's for we to see that you can fix your house. Because if you cannot fix your house and you're moving to another house, if there's crisis in that house, will you leave that house?
No, but I mean, he has defected before. He has defected before.
Yes,
he left PDP to PDP to Labour Party to ADC. So him moving is part of his DNA.
I think we've spoken several times about this dichotomy. I truly believe that a lot of politicians in Nigeria and our political leaders, they focus more on personality than party ideology. That's why you can have so many defections, because they truly believe in their political personality as opposed to the party ideology, and that's why it's not coherent.
That's right. All right, then let's move on to the leadership newspaper is saying that we won't endorse any presidential candidates, Arewa leaders. Interesting stuff. But then, if you look at the Platform Times, 133 Southwest local governments share 965 billion naira in 11 months as hardship deepens. So we still talk about insecurity, unemployment, floods hit residents, jobs, roads, healthcare remain in crisis. July 2024, I think the president dragged the governors of different states, to court and won against them to ensure that monies go directly to the local
after the Supreme Court.
Well, now they've spent over 965, 133 in the Southwest. They shared about 965. But where are the dividends so far?
Where are the dividends?
What? You didn't add the billion.
If I had my way, I would have gotten them to return those monies to the local governments, because now they are more solvent than they used to be, so they can do the returns. However, this is done. It's good we have the statistics, and when the local, which I believe will really take off from this January, we'll be dealing directly with local government as far as finances is concerned, and we're going to have the local government tier. That tier.
They are very optimistic. The governors have not really said that.
The governors have.
The president needs to, he's still appealing to them. He said he knows what to do.
The governors have no choice. At the end of the day, the Supreme Court
giving a
ruling. Since. In fact, it is a little bit surprising that it's taken so long that a Supreme Court of a federation gives a ruling, and it is not. I
don't think that it's surprising at all.
Let's move on. Let's
put it side by side other nations.
Yeah, let's move on. If you look at this Nigeria, bandits launch multiple attacks in Katsina. Bomb scares farmers find explosive on Niger farmlands parts. The painful thing is, I think it happened in Malumfashi and some other local government areas. I understand in one of the reports that I read, that they had an agreement with these bandits that, okay, you'll not attack us and all of that, but they breached the agreement. Why would we have any agreement?
Can you have an agreement with a bandit? And that's the first thing.
But they were left with no choice.
Man, it's scary. See, this whole Castina thing, to think that it wasn't just even attacking one place, it was done simultaneously. They started in the evening through the morning. And we keep talking about insecurity, and it keeps happening. It almost seems like these bandits, these terrorists, they're not scared anymore. We keep making comments, and they don't care. They are still doing it. I tell you what, Ibrahim, this Castina we're talking about is a place that has been prone to things like this. One too many times. This is not the first, this is not the second. Now, the question I want to ask is that, and yesterday I said this thing too as well, and I was telling Nelson, if something has happened before, what are we putting in place to make sure it doesn't happen again? It always seems like we have been waiting. The governor of Katsina State, I think he needs to stand up. There's a lot that needs to be done. Rather than just come out and say, oh, I condole with what has happened, go and visit the site. No, right about now, we need to be doing that protection. Forest guards, what is really happening? These people are so bold that they started in the evening all through the morning. Not one place, they were going to several places without fear. without fear.
Absolutely.
This is really, really getting out of hand. It puts panic and fear in the citizens as well.
Yeah.
Terror is a big business, and yesterday we had a security expert on the show, Mr. Agbambu, who illuminated us on the fact that some of these people are being used as human shields. At this point, we cannot distinguish between farmers and terrorists, and they know that, and so they've had no choice but to negotiate with terrorists. It's as simple as that.
Well, the Punch newspaper says power drain, electricity subsidy nears 2 trillion naira yearly. Consumers pay 1.13 trillion naira for power in 6 months amid outages. Rising electricity subsidy sparks fresh fears. And then if you look at, but I noticed that since I've been, recharging like 2 months, back to back, I saw that the price of the unit, started, depreciating. Like,
but have you been seeing light, steady light?
But I've not been seeing it as I used to. So we do not know what happened. What is it? Fourth quarter, the government paid 471.69 billion. First quarter of 2025. 536.4 billion, on and on and on and on. But
almost
we still have the rising
costs
at
some point.
And tariff freezes amidst low energy, distribution.
These figures they make me dizzy, and because of my dizziness, I'll ask this question: who is being subsidized? Is it the electricity company or the Nigerian people? Yeah. Who is being subsidized? How come the money is so big and then we're having so little? And it's as if nobody is asking question. The major problem in Nigeria is that we do not regulate our businesses. We do not check to see if the drivers are doing well, if the medical doctors are doing well, if anybody is breaking one law or the other. So it's like a free town.
That's right.
Electricity subsidy is now competing with education, healthcare. Let's put that into context.
Yeah,
yes.
And
it's not sustainable.
Ibrahim, I'll just say something quickly. I don't know, I may be wrong, I may be right, but I feel like you are making subsidy, but we're not seeing the light. Why don't we rather repair, the electricity than we see steady light? For me, that's the thing. That's a good one. Because we are paying lesser, but we are not seeing the light.
Well, Minister Adelabu said that 2026 will be very different.
I saw that. I hope so.
Very different.
This is not the first time he said something like that.
We're not going to talk about the probe by Sarah on this table.
Let's keep on to the Hope newspaper. Abiyamo scheme. Ondo offers 54,000 pregnant women, children, free health services, as thousands enjoy free cesarean section under Aiyedatiwa's health insurance scheme.
If I had the freedom to stand up, I would have stood up to say thank you very I would have stood up to say thank you very much, Mr. Governor.
It's a good one.
That is a very good one. And taking into consideration that we have a large rural population in that state, that kind of intervention is life-saving. It's going to relieve a lot of families and make life better. The governor of Ondo State is big thank you from me.
I think Aiyedatiwa has been doing what I can say I deem fits him as a governor, because being a governor, you're not just decorated to sit down there. It's what you do, your impact. And I feel that when he leaves power, there are things that people will talk about him. This is a good one. I love the name Abiyamo. Even if I'm not Yoruba, I understand what Abiyamo means. Oftentimes, a lot of women have died just from trying to give birth. Some don't have money to pay. Some are losing blood. So to see that right now, women can give birth freely, it's a good one. I pray that it continues. I pray that it stands the test of time, because it's not just about bringing something like this. I pray it
Don't you guys think it's time to get pregnant?
Oh, God. Very quickly, let's calm down. I want to quietly focus on the silent medical crisis going on right now in Nigeria, where women go to the hospital and they don't have any complications that would require a cesarean section, but they are being forced to undergo a cesarean section because they're more expensive.
Because it pays
so to hear that Governor Aiyedatiwa is subsidizing and making the cesarean section free gives me a lot of hope.
But any doctor that does that needs to be arrested too.
Oh yes, not just that. Straight from arrest to the prison.
Last but not least, Super Eagles training. Osimhen joins Lookman. Others. Why this is news is because of the attitude of Victor Osimhen. During the last match, people said he was very unruly. He felt larger than life. Like, come on, you need to pass to me. And Lookman was also saying,
I want to quote Lookman here. He said it's just football. It's just football, man.
Apart from that, I feel like people always want to bring tension, and that's why I love the picture that Lukman posted yesterday. Always
Cement stormed out of the
field. Ibrahim, that is not great sportsmanship. I get you, but Ibrahim, let me tell you something. Sometimes you are under pressure. I don't support what he did, but I don't think he did it in a malicious act. I don't think he did it feeling bigger than life. Let's cut the guy some slack, please. I think that we're all doing it.
She took the words out of my mouth because what I saw was adrenaline working. What I saw was that yes, we are winning, but we can give these guys 10-0. Why are we happy with 3? You know, that's what I saw, and I see Lukman as a very mature person. The way he came out, the way he said, the way he bounced to the tension and all that. So let's focus on the next match.
We've just made it to quarterfinals, and so it's really time.
I'm happy with what the strides we've been making. Since AFCON. So we want to lift the trophy, and we want to ensure
bring it home, boys. Bring it home.
Absolutely. That's about it for the newspapers up for review today. Still ahead on TVC Breakfast. Dr. Rashid Abbasi sheds more light on Nigeria's healthcare sector gains as a 96% drop in medical tourism spending signals a shift to local care. We'll be right back.